Today's Tuesday, it's the 28th of November 2023, and we're out catching buses again. We're going into Palma.
We're good at this, aren't we?
Anita's doing her usual shopping run, but I'm going to go to some different places, so let's get going. And here comes the bus.
Pardon?
Anita's on the bus carrying on into Palma, and I'm just going to have a look around here at Son Dureta. Son Dureta used to be the main hospital for Palma, Mallorca really. In fact, for the whole of the Baleares Islands. But they built Son Espaces, and this place in front of us, which was one of the biggest buildings I guess on the island, fell into just disrepair and nothing was happening for some time. And then someone came up with the plan to turn it into a home for the elderly, residencia. And nothing happened again for quite a while. And then some of the architects went in and discovered that, well, the inside of the building was in such poor condition that it wasn't really worth trying to repair it and make do. So the plan now is to knock it down, and it's going to take about a year, I think, to get it knocked down. It's not something they can do quickly. My guess is there's lots of stuff inside there that is hazardous, so all of that has to be removed very carefully. But progress has been made, there's people working on it now all the time, and the buildings at the rear have already been knocked down. So I'm just going to have a walk around, have a look. Well, when it was here, they built a new supermarket over there, and there's some more shops and bars, and all of those sorts of places must have felt quite a considerable loss when Son Dureta closed, because there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people that worked here, plus all of the people that used to come and visit and be treated here. The car park across the road was the car park for the hospital. Now it's a car park for rent-a-cars. But I'm sure these businesses here felt the trade that went down quite severely. We just had this road dug up recently as well. There's a bus going to Son Espaces. Son Espaces is now the hospital that's taken over from Son Dureta. This was our COVID centre, so this is for the main COVID centre for the island. But with the end of COVID, really, it was no longer necessary, and so all closed down, and then they started to demolish it. So lots of windows open. It was closed, it was just mothballed for such a long time. Everyone was expecting progress to be made. It's overgrown now. Across the road there's other businesses, bakeries and shops, bars. Again, you always used to see nurses and doctors outside there. This is where you drive in. Some of the windows have been smashed, but surprisingly not many. They've always had security on here right from the moment it was closed down. The closing down was quite dramatic actually. From one day it was being used and the next day it wasn't. Everything just got moved, including all the patients from here to the Son Espaces. This was the main entrance here. and there's the seaside, as it would be, with all the balconies there on the rooms. So if you were lucky enough to have a room on that side, you could go and look out over the magnificent view. Lots of work has been done here. All the buildings that were here have now gone on this side. The maternity block, the outpatients block, and now huge holes in the ground. I'm guessing that's car parking. And the plan has actually changed as well, so instead of being a home for the elderly, it's simply going to be more of an extension of the national health use. So more of an outpatients and a longer term residence for those people who are needing treatment. I did like the idea of it being a home for the elderly, because the plan was for it to have access to Belvedere Castle, the woods there. Let me put the camera off. I always wonder why they put all of this fencing up. Stop people looking in. Is it to stop people looking in, or is it to stop dust getting out? Anyway, the wind's blowing it. And it's sort of semi-transparent anyway. But that's a huge hole that they're digging there. And these are the site entrances to allow the lorries to get in and out. So here's the what it's now going to be, a sanitary park called the new Son Dureta, 82,000, nearly 83,000 square meters, and it's going to have 540 places for chronic patients, and a new health centre. That's always good, costing 178 million euros, and it's going to take 36 months. As the lorries all being loaded up, constant stream of lorries. And there's a flat surface, or relatively flat surface, so the graffiti artists have been out. It's 9:45 in the morning, so a little bit early. But, the bakery across the road closed, the restaurant across the road at the moment closed. They'd always be open at this time of the morning because people would be coming to get their breakfast now. They'd already done a shift or half a shift. Or you get people coming out and just finished and they want a coffee, or getting a coffee just before they're going to work. So yeah, a little bit devastating to those workers. Not sure whether I can get down here. The workers are still working down here. Got a little open, see inside. This is a huge area for works now. Wow. Hola, buenos días. Workers get on with their work. And that's the end of it. I hope you found that a little bit interesting. It's my way of recording what's going on here in Mallorca. I do think one of the reasons I do these videos is just to keep a record of how things change over time. And they get so easily forgotten. Well, Son Dureta played a big part in our lives. I've been in there. I I've been in there with a fractured skull. Serena was born there, yeah. And the children have been taken there at various times. I've had an operation on my ear there, so it's got memories for us too. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next one. I'm going off now to find something else to video. Bye for now.